Hola.
We've got fun shit now. And music and transition stuff didn't work perfect because clearly it took us, 10 minutes to figure out what the fuck my computer was doing. But we're here. We're live. God. Ugh. It's all happening, guys. It's all happening. How's everyone's week's been? How's everybody's week been?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
Stressful. Why?
Stressful, why are you asking?
Yeah. It's alright, we're getting through it.
I forgot to mute you guys in cast, and it's awful. It's awful.
Oh,
It's like you guys are
You
shouting
hearing
at
us
me.
twice?
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
All right, though. We got it fixed. We're good. Sorry, stream, for anybody watching. It's okay. We got it taken care of. We're good. We're back. We're live. We're going. Ben, your week was stressful. Why? You've got news. You've got some shit you need to tell the world at large.
Everybody.
I have a book. Well, it shouldn't be news. If you follow me, this shouldn't be news. God damn it! This should be. You should be so sick of hearing about this that you've blocked me by now.
That's why I say it's news, because I have blocked.
Sure. For those of you who have blocked me, I've got a book on comic book shelves called The Butcher Queen.
I've got the book on the comic book shelves.
And that's all I've done today is look for people talking about it.
It's about hacking up cows.
Nope.
Yes. It's about a female butcher. But so yeah, it's been interesting. Some people have put it on their favorites lists. Some people have said that they're going to read it. So I've discovered in the comic industry today that today is about telling people about something that you bought, but not about the product itself. I've discovered. Nobody's read their poll. So they go to the store, buy 10 to 30 things, come home, say this is what I bought, and then hopefully later they tell us about what they thought about it. But, every Wednesday is comic book day, so YouTube's full of people talking about what they bought. So I was looking for people to say something, and I think I'm too early on that. They just bought it.
You're just so excited, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I mean, if there's anything to be excited about, that's kind of it, right? Like, if there's anything for you to be like, oh my god, why is no one talking about it? Like, today's that day.
Been working on this shit for about 10 years.
This book?
No, this having.
Oh, thank God.
having a book with my name on it. Being a solo artist on a book has been a goal of mine for about 10 years. So finally got it. I was a colorist with Xenoscope, in '07 or no. Shit, when was that? Who cares? Anyway, so I was a colorist before, and now I'm the solo artist. So yeah, mission achieved. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what people
Onward
say.
and upward.
We have 1 star on Comixology from the UK. We have 1 review that's 5 stars. That's what I meant.
Oh, one
difference.
star?
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No,
really
one
promoting
review,
it here.
1 review on Comixology that's 5 stars. That's pretty awesome. But whatever. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Speaking of baby steps, Ryan, how you doing, man?
Doing good. She ain't walking yet, so not really.
All right, no baby steps yet. All right. I wanted to make sure. Who knows?
She's starting to support her weight though a little bit, which is cool.
She can hold her head up and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really starting to get that down, and every chance I get, I have her stand up on top of me. That way, it makes her put the weight on her legs and everything. And the doctor said if you have the baby standing up like that, and they pick their leg up and put it back down, that's like a good telltale sign, like they're starting to get the idea of what needs to happen, like their leg.
Yeah, they're working out those motor skills and shit.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see that. And then this past week or so, she can tell when we're in the room, and it's really cool because like she'll be crying and we just walk in the room. She's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like that's it. Like she just stops crying altogether. We walk away, and like 5 minutes later, she's like, "Oh crap, they're not here again." Just starts screaming.
Mommy, daddy, come back.
Yeah. So it's cool to see the development happening. So
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It always fascinates me how slow human beings develop. Like it's definitely not like a.
Oh no, for apex predators, we're born fucking useless.
Yeah.
Like deer can run in minutes, and we don't walk for months.
Yeah. Anything with hooves comes out like, where are we going?
Can I have?
They figure out real quick.
Yeah.
They also have 4 legs, so they can balance a little easier.
This is probably a good point. kids crawl before they walk anyway, so you know.
And thanks to that gadget that came out today, humans can have 4 legs too. Did you see that?
No, that was the most random
thank you.
ass thing you've just fucking said to me.
It's this stupid mechanical thing. I don't want to distract myself too much, but it's this thing you wear on your legs that'll let you just sit anywhere you want. and when you're not using them, they just dangle off your butt. Like, I guess you can
Chair
tie 'em
pants.
down.
They're Michael Scott's chair pants.
They're absolutely chair pants.
No, wait,
But,
chair
like,
pants was Pierce. Remember, he
No.
sat on them and they went in his butt.
Yeah, but Michael also had those because he was talking to
Yeah,
Holly's
Michael did
boyfriend
too.
about it. Yeah.
That's right.
No, all
But
right, all right.
yeah, they look ridiculous, and the whole internet's like WTF. But
I mean, that's
the
appropriate.
problem is you can't sit anywhere else because there's a thing hanging off the back of you. So you have to just sit in the middle of an empty space.
Just kind of fucking wait for it. Yeah, that's weird. That's real weird. So my week has been super interesting. I got myself a Stream Deck, which is dope, and was able to program a bunch of stuff. So if you guys notice, there's, I mean, this isn't going to be a good audio bit, but if you didn't notice before, like I can switch to stream starting soon, and when the stream ends, and our BRB, which I don't have a BRB actual screen for it yet, but it also includes music. So I've
We
spent.
need air horns.
I-
Just mash it.
He thinks we need air horns.
He thinks we need air horns. Yes.
As often as you guys flan.
We don't have to do it. Yeah. If y'all really want us to stop, teach me how to put rap horns in this thing. No, I can figure it out. But I did that like all day. Not all day. That's a lie. I did that yesterday, as well as uploading a bunch of videos. So you guys will see Nerdy Bits YouTube channel starting to spring up and do more and more. We've got Halo playthroughs with me and my grandma playing Halo 1. The 1 came out today. The last 2 episodes are Thursday and Friday. And then next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're getting a part of our Halo 2 playthrough, with the last part coming out on Monday, October 2nd. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday. And then that Wednesday will be the Halo 2 episode as planned. Yeah, it's just been busy getting shit done. I finished, or I'm on the last stage of Creature in the Well. I'm going to finish that, put a review out for that before Friday. And then I've finally got to figure out how to put time into Control, Borderlands, and Gears of War. Because I only have 2 weeks left before fucking Ghost Recon and Destiny. Son of a bitch. I hate the fall of games. Can we make that the episode's theme? Well, before we get there, what's up, nerds? It's another episode of Bounty Board, your favorite artisanal podcast featuring normally your 4 favorite groups, but you'll notice there's only 3. I'm one of your hosts, Lubwub, Caleb. With me, as always, to my immediate left is Sketch Sawyer. What's up, Ben?
Hello, everybody.
And to the left of him, I can't reach through that because there's whatever, is Sergeant Sodium. What's up, Ryan?
Hello.
And we just finished talking about how our weeks are, but I did end it with a point that I didn't really elaborate. How much do y'all hate the fall of video games?
As in the season of fall, not the decline of video.
Yeah, not the
Yes,
decline of video games.
I
yes.
love posting like the fall of video games to see what like get people. It's clickbait. It's clickbait.
It's clickbait.
Yeah, it's absolutely clickbait.
I am doing a featurette. I hope it turns into a full feature with enough research, but on Homeworld. And I dug into all of the games that came out in 1999, and
Yeah.
it's fucking insane.
Why this be? What you mean?
Okay, I'm just gonna read it real quick. Ready? These are all the games that debuted in 1999. Smash Brothers came out in 1999. Unreal Tournament, EverQuest, Final Fantasy VIII, Crash Team Racing, Resident Evil 3, System Shock 2, Donkey Kong 64, Medal of Honor, Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, Gran Turismo 2, Driver, Soul Reaver, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Shenmue. These are all like some of the biggest flagship games of all time. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them. Like EverQuest, Smash Brothers. Like, anyway, 99 was huge. We don't get years like that anymore, I don't think. Right?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
We haven't had a year of like
That's like 20 things
10, 20 good games coming out.
that are like, like, yeah, those. I mean, come on. Medal of Honor, Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, like these are still around, and they started in 1999. So no, we're getting, another Gears, another Borderlands, another, and there's all the sports games obviously every year. That's sort of moot, but like, so yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't think I care as much now as I used to, and I used to sell video games. I used to be a store manager, and I used to, as I said last week, I used to write, and I think it's starting to taper. The end of summer is still a drought, but like, I don't think the fall of games is necessarily a thing as much anymore. Like, we're all getting slightly bummed out that like 5 games are coming out all in the next 3 months. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
Like,
games are bigger now, though.
Yeah, that's
games
true.
take up way more time now compared to back then, to the fact that now 5 games is the consistency of 20.
Also, how many people played all of those games you just listed, and how many of those came out between October and December?
Yeah, that's a
Or
good
September
question.
and December?
That's
Like, just
a
the
good
last
question,
2
but-
months for us has been Control in August, and then Monster Hunter, Borderlands, Gears of War, fucking... There's a JRPG that I don't play that also came out. A new Legend of Zelda game.
Code Vein.
Code Vein, Legend of Zelda, Astral Chain, and then fucking Destiny.
I would argue Ryan's bit though, like Final Fantasy VIII, EverQuest, Shenmue. These are all like massive games. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Um,
Well, my question wasn't really like the complaint that like, it's not that many. Get over it. That's not really what I was getting at. What I'm getting at is that like
I'm just saying it didn't feel like an onslaught anymore. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it feels like an onslaught to me, homie. I'm 3 games behind, right?
I'm
Like,
infinite games behind. Maybe
I've got
it's-
to play Control, Borderlands, and Gears in 2 weeks because then Destiny comes up, and I gotta like basically put practice hours into that game so I can get back into it.
But why
And then-
focus on Destiny when you've literally dropped that off the face of the earth?
No, I've been getting back into it. I've been getting back
Ye-
into it, and it hasn't released any content in like for a minute.
Taint, Tabby
Taint?
90 says.
Did you say taint, homie?
No, I was about to say Tay. Tabby 90 says AAA companies need to make more money to make quality games. It's too expensive to make games nowadays. You think that's relevant into a conversation?
I think it's definitely more expensive than it needs to be, but like, I don't know how to fix that. I'm not gonna be able to solve that.
I think the production time, and when something takes 2 years, that means the studio has to stay open, and every month is like tens of thousands of dollars, right? So every month of production is like another $100K. So when a game takes 5 years, it's going to be more expensive. So you need to have a smaller game with a smaller scope, and not tax your development team for quite as long to make a game. I don't know. Maybe.
And I mean, until you think of games like, with the games that our episode's about, we'll talk about that in a minute. Before we get into the show, we talk about news, and I wanted to throw out some news stuff so that we could kind of get the temperature of the room. The industry's doing some cool things, but like, I don't know. It's fall, right? And a bunch of games are coming out. So Call of Duty Mobile got a new trailer and a release date. I'm not gonna lie, just realized that said mobile, so I'm less excited.
Oh.
Call of Duty's mobile release date's October 1st, 2019. This was announced in March. Has had pre-registration open since its announcement. It's a free-to-play first-person shooter on iOS and Android, developed by Tencent's Timmy, known for games like Crossfire and Honor of Kings. What'd you say?
It looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
Just as good as Modern Warfare 2 or whatever. A little cleaner, actually. But I don't know about you guys. If I didn't have a controller adapter for my screen, I wouldn't play that. I hate touching my screen to play games. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
controllers are great.
I hate touching glass to play a game. Unless it's like a tap. I'll do that, I guess. But if I have to like put my thumb on it and smear it around to aim, no, get out of here. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I can just feel all the grease I've acquired out throughout the day, like smooching all over my screen. No.
That
Clean
Battle
your
Royale
hands,
that
you animal. What the hell?
that Battle Royale
That's
that I
not-
sent you was the same way.
I can't
It's
do
like
that.
the
I just don't like
two
it.
two joysticks, one to run, one to shoot.
Nah. Nope.
No.
Ben,
That
Ben's
ain't
like,
me.
when I touch my screen, it's greasy. Wash your hands.
I can go wash my hands, and I still hate touching glass to play a game.
Well,
Unless
quit
it's
touching
tapping.
Eric then. Jeez.
Look,
Eh.
That's
I'll
why
tap it.
Eric's not here. Did you say I'll tap
tap
it
it
as a
anyway.
response to stop touching Eric?
I'd tap that, and then I'd rotate it, and I'd twist it. I'll
Bop
play a
it.
game.
What?
I'll play a game
Bop
where you have
it?
to twist it. I'll play a game where you have to even hold it. There's a game called Delta Wave. It's really fun, and you just got a little asteroid-shaped arrow through mazes, and it's a really, really bitchin' soundtrack. And all you do is tap one side of the screen or the other. That's fine. I can accept that. But yeah, the analog stick screen shit. Nah, I'm good.
Well, just pair your Xbox controller to your phone.
You can do that.
They're Bluetooth. Yep.
Damn, nice.
All right. Beyond
Onward.
touching glass and tapping that and holding it or whatever the hell we just talked about,
Tap my glass.
tap that glass.
Jesus.
I hate everything. Another news thing. Reggie Fils-Aimé. We were just talking about him. That's why I grabbed this.
We were.
Reggie Fils-Aimé joins New York Video Game Critics Circle board. So this is from Twinfinite, written by Tom Meyer. Thanks, Tom Meyer. I know you're a listener of the show. I don't. I made that up. Ex-Nintendo of America President and Chief Operating Officer Reggie Fils-Aimé has joined this board of video game critics in New York. The New York Video Game Critics Circle is a nonprofit organization of various video game critics, reporters, designers, and videographers in New York City that offer mentoring and other opportunities for students, which is fucking dope.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
NYVGCC.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, they put that in there. I was like, man, they could have did
I would-
something else about that. Come on.
So, Nivacok, basically. Right? No?
Nivgakuk.
Oh God.
I'm not going to repeat that. Reggie says, drawing from my years of experience in the gaming industry for having a big picture perspective and from my roots as a kid from the Bronx, joining the NYVGCC board of
Say it.
directors feels like a natural fit. I have an admiration for the work of the Nivgakuk and I have an admiration for the work that they have accomplished in giving back to communities since its inception and can't wait to jump in and contribute to the success of the organization.
Yeah, so... in
He's
case-
going to be teaching a class at Cornell University. No, at Cornell University.
Oh, God.
So yeah, the article says he doesn't know exactly what he's been doing. He just wants to contribute somehow, basically. Yeah.
He'll be mentoring students with his first lecture, Reggie's Principles for Next Generation
He
Leaders.
he
That's
also
cool.
said he didn't give specifics on what his role
Right.
entails. He's just looking to help. So that's interesting. I'm sure that man's got the skill set to help in some way.
Yeah, it's also one of those few cases that we see, and we talked about this, or we've all talked about this recently, but Ben, you tweeted about this recently. It's one of the few cases we see where someone actually retires from the industry,
Oh,
not
right.
just fucking ghosts and leaves. And apparently he had
tires crying.
right,
Or gives up crying, yeah.
apparently he enjoyed his tenure so much that like he's gonna use his retirement to give back to the game community, which is encouraging, right? Because like
Right.
it's possible. We just need to figure out how to do it across the board.
I think it's time to ask Nintendo. I think it was fun to make fun of them for since the GameCube or whatever. And then
Sure.
every console comes out goofier than the last. But I think, without doing a whole lot of research ahead of time, so I could be completely wrong, it appears as if they cultivate a culture of enjoyment and an easygoing. I don't know. It just
Sure.
seems like their stage presentation, the games they produce, Reggie's retirement, and all the I don't know. It just seems like Nintendo's.
They're full of people that have been there for decades.
Yeah, that
Satoru
too.
Iwata, who died a few years ago.
Like how many
Shigeru
negative headlines
Miyamoto.
come out of Nintendo? Like not very often.
Well, last week's headline was that they're suing a bunch of people, a bunch of ROM sites. But like, other than that,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah, there's nothing like
Business, baby.
bad. Yeah.
He should have known you were stealing.
Also, you shouldn't have charged a subscription for stolen shit. That's so
Yeah.
dumb. That's so dumb. So this next one's
Speaking of dumb,
Ghost
speaking
Recon
of
Breakpoint
dumb, yeah.
open beta announced. New live action trailer features guess. Chat guess. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess who the guest is on the Ghost Recon beta.
Yeah, chat. Say it.
5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, it's Lil Wayne.
It's
And
Tucci.
We gotta accommodate for the chat delay.
so bad.
So they might not have been able to.
That's okay. You're not allowed to guess then.
I'm gonna
because the
interrupt
chat-
you.
Go
Tabby
ahead.
says Satoru Iwata took multiple pay cuts to finish projects. No other company would do that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Satoru Iwata
incredible.
was incredible.
He's
and-
like the Keanu Reeves of the video game industry, right?
Sure,
Taking pay
yeah.
cuts.
Taking pay cuts so that the project can get finished. Yeah. So Panda says the game's good. Doesn't matter who they get for a damn
Oh,
trailer.
the game's
It's a
good. I guess
5-minute long trailer, though.
Hold
That's
up,
not a
Panda-
trailer anymore. It's a short.
Panda says the game is good, so he's obviously played it already.
Yeah, beta was last week. The closed beta
Oh.
was last week.
Cool.
Yeah.
So go
yeah.
ahead.
So all right. So the trailer's out in the world. Maybe everybody knows what it is. It's a bunch of people goofing off, talking over the game. It's all hyper produced. It's 5 minutes long for some reason. I immediately thought that this is all the content up to this point, including Bernthal, was super serious, right? Like
Yeah.
hard edge. We're what's that team? We're the whole tier 1 bullshit, right? We're tier 1. We're you die for your fellow man, all that shit. So now we're like, all right, lighten up. It's PvP.
Jesus, Panda.
Um,
Could have put Bill Cosby in their trailer and I'd still play it.
Yikes!
with the drones and the machine
Flying the
guns.
drones and the peanuts and the butter.
Pudding pops.
What were you saying, Ben?
So I think they're trying to lighten up the appeal of the game, saying like, okay, the campaign might be all gritty and crazy, but we want to cultivate some sort of, lighthearted PvP action.
I mean, the
PvE co-op, lighthearted co-op.
yeah.
Action.
The takeaway from it is like we all know that there's one person in a group of 4 that like doesn't take the game as seriously.
Oh my God,
And
that's so
he
true.
Steps away so easily,
At
so
least
it's like
one person.
at least one person. And then they throw Snoop Dogg and they're like, "Oh, what does my buttons do?" Like, "Oh, okay. Well, there's also that person that joins in, and here we go. We got to teach them how to play the game." So I don't know. It's
Sure got Ice
I think
Ice-T?
it takes.
Ice-T to show up and call them a bunch of assholes for not knowing how to play the game.
I think it takes away from the gameplay that they had in that trailer too, though, because you're not really focused on it.
I think honestly,
But,
if you're gonna buy this,
but the hand-to-hand combat that they have in that game looks really
Yeah.
fucking good.
Hold up,
Like,
now.
not gonna lie.
I had beef with that. In the trailer, they've got a bunch of live-action people like smacking people with their guns. Is that in the game?
someone said that in chat, or someone said that somewhere. I don't remember where it was. I think it was Eric. Someone was like, "If that's not in the game, I'm mad."
They
Yeah,
showed
I
it
put that in my
on
notes
some of
for
the
sure.
Oh, you
on the
put that in
screens
notes.
when they had like the video of them playing the game. It looked like they actually had a little bit of hand-to-hand combat, maybe just like a melee or something. But I
Yeah,
hope
I need
it's
you
like
to tell the
finishers.
Chat what the melee is in the game, because in this trailer it looked crazy.
They need to have finishers, and I want to smack people with a sniper rifle. But
Yeah, so better than Destiny, somewhere maybe around Gears of War, where each weapon's got a fatality, right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
That'd be kind of cool. You don't need to go full melee with it, but
In my opinion, if you're gonna buy this game, you've already decided that. This
Right.
trailer was for people who haven't yet decided.
or haven't heard of it.
or people are gonna be like, Lil Wayne plays it, so I'm buying it.
There's a
Don't-
chance
don't
I'll play
under-
with Lil Wayne.
Don't
Oh, shit.
underestimate the power of people not knowing about things. The internet's a big place, man. There's somebody out there that doesn't know
Yeah.
what Ghost Recon is.
Yeah, sure. I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And this is the kind of trailer that you would see in a movie theater. While you're sitting there waiting for the movie.
It
to
is.
start.
I would hate that, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You see, what's funny is you hate that now, but 5-10 years ago, you'd be like, "Video games in my theater, yeah!"
Wait,
Like,
Right, but if it was Lil Wayne, I'd be like, that was dumb. But it's cool. There's a game trailer
well,
here.
I reiterate, 5-10 years ago, Lil Wayne and the trailer might have been cool. So,
Y'all washed out. That's what Ben's trying to say. Yeah.
his bitch ass just canceled on St. Louis because the theater mistreated, or the hotel mistreated him. So
Mistreated him with like quotation marks or
they
like.
kicked him out because he's trying to smoke pot. out, like not in his room, like just everywhere. He was trying to.
Everywhere.
That's mistreatment, apparently.
Yeah, they
The rich people can't do what they want anywhere. Weird.
I mean, you don't kick people out for drinking, so that's fine.
I don't think you can openly drink in a hotel, though.
They have bars, Ryan.
They have bars, yeah, but you can't just walk around the lobby and the halls with alcohol in your hand.
Sure you can.
I bet you could.
Sure you can.
You probably
I've
couldn't.
done it, homie. I've done it. I've done it in a Crown Plaza. I've done it in a Motel 8.
I'm calling the cops.
All right, that's fine. You don't
Panda
remember.
says
You
the
don't remember.
choreography is great. Panda, is that kind of melee in the game? That's all I want to know. I don't care about any other aspect of the trailer. I just want to know if that cool ass melee shit they were doing is in the game. That's all I want.
Yeah, I need finishers.
I
That'd be
want to
great.
know.
I want
Well,
to kick a guy in the chest and shoot him in the face. Can I do that?
Right, that was in the trailer too.
That was really good.
Except he did shoot a guy with a handgun once. I don't think that's ever going to happen in that game, ever.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
unless it's a finisher. If it's a finisher, then yeah.
What do you
But
mean
you're
that
never
won't
gonna
happen?
shoot- You're never going to shoot someone once and they're going to die.
That's
Yeah,
how
there's
Ghost
no-
Recon Wildlands was.
Hmm.
If it was stealth, if it was in stealth mode, any one shot killed everything.
Yeah, but he was in the middle of combat. That wasn't stealth mode.
Was it a melee though when he shot the guy once?
He kicked him in the chest, shot him in the head.
So the melee did damage and he shot him in the head. Yeah, that kills people.
Not if you're playing Division.
Division and Ghost Recon are separate properties, homie. They don't play the same. Beginning today and running through September 30th, Overwatch players can unlock a Lego-inspired skin for Bastion by simply getting 9 wins in any mode. Have you guys seen this skin? Because it's adorable. I was like, I kind of want to re-download Overwatch just to get this skin.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if it
so-
would work with any other character, but
No, I can't. Maybe
So what's
the hamster ball. That might be okay. What's up?
Yeah.
So what's up with Lego?
Because
they
taking
just-
over the world.
Because they just put out Lego and Forza, and
Yep.
now they're adding like Lego themed characters now, and like,
There's
what the
Lego
hell is-
movies, and there's the Lego Batman was better
Right?
than the
No,
last Batman.
those are things. Those are things. But like, when have they started to be like, we're gonna just start diving into other games, like Terminator? We're just gonna throw Terminator in Gears of War. And like, I mean, he fits that role, but like,
Yeah.
they threw Lego in Forza and Lego
the master
in-
builder in Gears of War.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Gears of War. You're like, I don't know, that'd be so terrible.
cogs and blocks, cog blockers. We'll call them that. I'm retiring. But anyway, yeah, the skin's called Brick. Even the bird is made of Lego bricks, and it's absolutely adorable. So go play Overwatch and win 9 games in any mode, and you get that shit. Did you guys find any other news that you wanted to talk about? I feel like I added an extra news thing that wasn't there when I looked at it later.
You did, but it was 2 Overwatch posts together. It was the same link twice. I did not get to talk about Final Fantasy last week because Final Fantasy had a new trailer.
Oh yeah,
that
talk
popped
about
up
it.
Tuesday, podcast
It's
Wednesday.
was that a TGS trailer?
Yeah, TGS trailer is like 5-6 minutes long, and it covers most of Midgar, the only aspect of Final Fantasy VII we're getting with this remake, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, it looks great. If I was showing Ryan, knowing that he did not play it, and there's no emotional connection for him in this, but the trailer, if you've played. Not if you've just played it, but 7, I don't know, 7 was interesting, man. Like, Final Fantasy is what it is, but 7, for some reason, just had had people by the heartstrings. It's really interesting. I don't know why. 10 as well, I suppose. 10 was emotional for a lot of people of that generation. But 7 was just such a huge footprint in the game industry. So, watching it finally get remade and seeing all the same story beats and hearing the names and stuff like that, it was really cool. And the combat system looks amazing. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for Final Fantasy VII. I'm pretty excited to play a game on my PlayStation again. But
I'm so happy I never bought a PlayStation.
Oh, I love my
you're
PlayStation.
happy you don't own a PlayStation. That's weird.
Yes,
Welcome to
there's no games on there I
Bullshit.
would play.
bullshit.
Oh, you would play the shit out of fucking
You absolutely would.
Helldivers
I'd say there's an
if you
entire
could.
catalog that you
Hell-
I
Helldivers,
can't on my
homie?
PC.
Spider-Man, Gears of War,
No, I probably
God of
would
War.
play
I
Spider-Man.
meant God of War. Spider-Man's
I probably
incredible.
would- Those are both single player games. Do you know me?
Baseball.
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
Well, here's
Anyway.
the thing. Here's the thing. PS4, their exclusives are single player games. So for Sarge, that might be relatively true, right?
Bye-bye.
He plays multiplayer stuff, and so anything
PlayStation has
multiplayer.
those games too.
But they don't have any exclusive multiplayer games. You know what I'm saying? And if he likes playing on Xbox and his friends are on Xbox, why would he buy a PlayStation to play Call of Duty?
Right. Anyway, let's move.
Moving on.
Anyway, Ben made a point earlier when we were talking about the process of making games that people need to make games in less time and tax their people less in the process. And that's actually interesting when brought up with our topic because Battle Royale games have been relatively large, you could say, in the last few years. And they are part of the new games as a service push we're seeing across the industry where games are being released with the intention of releasing content over an extended period of time. And
Yeah, you could say they release the smallest version of the game possible. Right?
Right.
Here's a single map with a cast of characters. Go have fun. We'll see you again in 3 months.
Right. And that's like Battle Royale is like the only way I think that works. Like when you get a regular game that comes out and it's like where's the rest of it? And then it shows up later. Like that sucks. But Battle Royale, like you're going into it and you know I'm getting one mode and characters. Cool.
It's similar, if you will, to the episodic games like the Telltale games and the one that's winning all the awards about the girl who could travel through time or change events. What's that called? Go in the second season.
Oh, Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, right? That's all episodic. So it's similar, right? You're playing it knowing there's more coming, but it's PvP, so it is a very different beast. It does echo of early. Well, I'm trying to think. About 15 years ago, Quake and all that stuff got modded in Counter-Strike. When Counter-Strike came out, it was pretty fucking simple, right? And
Oh yeah,
over
super
2
simple.
years, it turned into. Now it is what it is now. CS:GO.
But it had a
So,
stable of modes, right? It didn't launch with like one mode.
No. If you think about it, it feels like the mod community on PC. They take a system like Half-Life and make a small game out of it, and give you a few maps to fuck around with until the mod community or a system bought it up, or a company bought it up and turned it into a bigger thing. It's pretty interesting. There are a lot of analogies there that I could probably do some research and connect to, but it feels like we've been here before. Like here's a small thing, and eventually you'll get more of it, if it's well received. Like because Cliff Blazinski's last game was sort of similar, but it did not take off, and that was PlayStation. Ironically, well, I don't remember what it was called, but his last game,
Lawbreakers.
yeah, Lawbreakers was pretty similar. But like, anyway, back on topic. As of now, I would say that VR is probably the only game type to release such a small, playable platform.
Yeah, I think it's kind of all. It's like the only game that could get away with it. I think.
Yeah.
Right, like because VR is so small, it's I've never turned on Fortnite and been like, man, I really wish I could play Capture the Flag. I know exactly what I'm getting into. And so when you load up a Battle Royale, I messed that up. When you load up a Battle Royale game, you know what you're in for. And
There's
so
a lot to talk to that. I think the size of the map helps, so that you've got a lot of options every time you drop in, right?
Except for PUBG. The size of the map is terrible for the fact that
it's too big.
It's too big for the fact that they don't give you enough vehicles to get across. Because
Well,
there's
that's-
been times that I've ran through 7 giant cities to go from corner to corner and found 0 vehicles. I understand there's 100 people in this game, but it's usually 1 vehicle per squad. And there's no reason I shouldn't be able to get a vehicle.
Yeah, well, I want
Like,
to play
come
PUBG
on.
again suddenly.
I don't. Nope.
I frequently get little bumps of wanting to play that game, and I don't understand it.
Aspects
I'd
I
rather
like
play
about it,
as an 18-minute max, game of Apex, and know that I'm gonna either 18 minutes I make it all the way to the end, or I die in 6 minutes and I get back into a game in 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Some of those PUBGs lasted a half hour to 45 minutes. Man.
Yes. and you looted for 30 minutes and you died in 30 seconds.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, that's great. This I found it took me forever to find the SKS and an AK, and this dude's got a 50 cal on this cliff just murking me right now. Like, come on.
All right, so this leads, I think, well into what our like actual question is for the night, because we have different opinions here. Like Ben
Hates BR.
doesn't love
Oh,
battle royales.
Let's let everybody plus the chat speak for me. Go ahead, everybody. I'll just sit here.
I was just waiting for them to speak for you. No, so like Ryan and I both dive into Apex pretty frequently and enjoy it. I know Ben, you're a little more apprehensive when diving into battle royales, and then like we all played PUBG, and then something
I played
changed.
PUBG a lot.
Yeah, we all played PUBG, and then
Something
PUBG
about
and
PUBG grabbed me.
changed.
Something about Apex did not. And it's odd because my biggest complaint with BR is to get back into it quickly, and that's what Apex does well.
Yeah.
But, something about it, maybe it's the powers, maybe it's the traversal. I think it's, let me be diplomatic, I don't like the design of the game.
Wow.
As somebody who
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
somebody who teaches design, I don't like the art direction from the game. There are a few characters I love, but in general, I just don't like the look of the game at all. Plus, it's
As someone who teaches design.
yeah. I'm sorry, there are very few things I know a lot about. This just happens to be one of them. You know, I'm not gonna be able to talk to you about a lot of things, but character design just not working for me, and it is preference down to it, really.
Which is funny because I don't like Warframe's character design, and you love it.
Yep.
So-
Well, there's good and bad aspects. It's a big game. Some of it's great, some of it's awful. But, and there's Tech.
Tech jumps in the chat and
Welcome.
says, "Ben, you're a hater."
No, I'm not.
He started talking about Apex, and like Tech
I'm not a hater, I'm a
materialized.
Um,
Tech was like, "Apex."
Somebody's talking about Apex. But anyway, yeah, and so it's really fast and silky smooth, and that's because it's on an old engine, so that's great, good for them. But I just don't like the look of it. But I don't know. Anyway, let's move the topic forward.
Yeah. So no, the question for the day is: do we think that battle royale games are here to stay? And we did
sure.
this. We did this a
Absolutely.
year and a half ago, about trying to figure out like, okay, so Fortnite's still huge, and now Fortnite's 2 years old, which is
Yeah.
fucking
Crazy.
bananas to me.
Yeah.
But like, how Tech says he was watching on his PS4 and hopped on his iPad just to type that to Ben.
BR is the new deathmatch. That's about right. That's
Yeah,
about
I
right.
think that's a
Deathmatch
thing.
was- Yeah.
Yeah. But deathmatch still has a place, right? Like, people that play Call of Duty competitively aren't playing Call of Duty Battle Royale. They're playing.
Yeah.
They
want to respawn and go get that motherfucker that killed them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's all
nice.
about
Like,
it's all
you
about
can't-
building a good KDR.
That's nice, by the way. That's a nice feeling.
Even though you can still kind of do it, because there's times in battle and like Apex that half our team has been killed, but the enemy team ran off because zone was coming in, and then we got revived and came back and won games. So
Nice.
you can still get that revenge through Apex, which is really cool because they can actually pick you back up compared to PUBG and Fortnite. Like, you can pick up down people, but you can't revive them entirely. So as long as they keep developing new things, I don't see why Battle Royale will ever go anywhere.
The only way I could see a burnout is if that's all you could, like, if that was everywhere, right? Like, if every game was Battle Royale, like like World War II back in the day. Every game was World War II. But, like, I think...
Oh, I thought you meant Battle Royale like World War II. I was like,
No.
what?
I think people expected a faster burnout. Like, when PUBG was big and then Fortnite turned into BR, all of a sudden every other game announced BR. You know, Call of Duty and Battlefield and all this stuff, and everybody announced it. And then, you know, people being as vitriolic as they are on the internet, everybody's like immediately tired of it for some reason. Like, ugh, BR, or you know, it's
Yeah.
just strange.
Yeah, four
Well, that's-
games, and there's been at least 15 Call of Duties.
Right.
And they're
but
like, oh, Call of Duty.
Two
Hey.
games announced BR, and everybody's like, ugh, like, it's so stupid.
yeah,
But-
what is that? Is that just like
I don't-
saturation? Is that because you
No, it's
can't
the
stop
internet.
hearing people talk about Fortnite and shit, and you're just like, oh my god, another game. Ugh. Because
It's-
that
no, it's
was a
just-
palpable thing. Like even
it's just
at
people
my
being stupid.
even at my
It's not-
GameStop, people were doing that.
Because it's bandwagoning. People like to, just like there's still some asshole out there talking about the Star Wars prequels, right? Somebody's still complaining about Batman vs Superman. There's like people just don't shut up about a thing. So there was BR hate for a while for no fucking reason, because we only got 3 other BR games since, and all the big ones like Ring of Elysium never came out, or they did and nobody cares. And there's all these other games that talk. I don't know. It's just not. It just didn't turn into this huge industry shaping.
Well, the hate comes from people not being able to play them. The people that
Like
can't do
being bad
BR
at 'em?
that are terrible. Man, I'm tired of hearing about BRs. Yeah, because you suck. Like, get good, play the game, and shut up, or don't play it at all and walk away. It's like when you're scrolling on Facebook and you see something that you don't like, just keep on fucking moving. Don't even say nothing. Just keep on scrolling.
That sentence was full of so many.
I don't know if
gamer
Apex's
terms.
industry. I'm going to address a lot of the chat. I don't think
Let's go.
Apex's industry changing. I think BR definitely was, but Apex is definitely a nice, firm foothold, just like Fortnite. But, all right. So, what did we? I saw something I wanted to talk about. Halo Infinite having a BR. I could be down with that. Honestly.
Oh, I described one that was.
Yeah, especially if there's like ODST drop pods or something. Yeah. I'm there for that. Panda also said Borderlands 3 and humor of Battle Royale with the kilovolt mission.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean,
yeah,
like,
and to talk about like where Tavi said the history there, H1Z1 was like a huge one that not a lot of people talked about.
Yeah, that was the grandfather, right? Basically.
Guys, it was made by PlayerUnknown.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And
H1Z1's
then-
Battle Royale was Brendan. I can't think of his last name, and then
Right.
it was popular, and then he left and made PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't. I guess it wasn't big because it wasn't what H1Z1 was toting. So when he left, and he was like, "But remember that thing? Just that here, and there." Then people were like, "Oh shit!" I still think that game should be free. By the way, PUBG should be a free game, but
Yep.
it's not. It's been out for too long for it to change.
And it still looks terrible for people paying for it. So
I mean, yeah, but mechanically
they've
it's
got
sound.
3
But
maps.
not all BR.
and
Tabby says
I-
when everyone has BR, no one is special. But not all BR is created equal. Obviously, some die and never get popular, and some get blown up so big that it enters the process.
Oh yeah, hang on.
Awesome.
That was a dog spasming.
You all right, bud?
So let's talk about that for a second, because the idea that when everyone has a BR, no one's special, like, is that saying that because everyone has team deathmatch, no one was special? Like Call of Duty
We
still
don't
had a
shit.
Call of Duty still had a prestige for being Call of Duty for a while. And Battlefield did their what's Call of Duty's control? Hard points. Battlefield did hard points different with control, but it was still the same thing, and they all are different. They all grow into different things and expand into different things. So I don't
All
think
BR,
that.
most BRs all feel pretty different from one another.
Yeah, we haven't. As soon as we start getting BR clones, like true clones, when it's just like this one is the same thing, but with our
Well, I
gun,
saw
like,
one.
I don't even think that will happen.
I saw one announced a few weeks ago called like Rogue Force or Rogue Nation or something like that. It looked pretty generic. I know that's not really news right there, but
Well, I mean, I guess that's everything looks generic until you play it. When it comes to a mode that's the same as another one, right? Like if Rogue whatever has incredible graphics, then dope. But I don't know. Tavi's saying in the chat, you're comparing Call of Duty Team Deathmatch back in the day when Team Deathmatch wasn't forced into a game just to have one. Yes, it was. Like, maybe that's not like the Call of Duty I was specifically talking about, because I was in my head thinking about Modern Warfare. But the first people that did Team Deathmatch, everyone was like, "Shit, we got to do that." Mm-hmm. And that's a research project. Honestly, you got to go back to like Quake Tribes, shit way back then. Like Panda said, yeah, Team Deathmatch is older than Call of Duty, but like the first Team Deathmatch over, fucking hell, I can't talk. The first Team Deathmatch ever was way back, and when that happened, you best believe everybody started copying it. And I don't think anybody was like, man, this sucks. Everyone's got team deathmatch now. People were like, fuck yeah, team deathmatch is everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That argument doesn't work for me. So I wanted to do some research to see what games have the highest active players. Fortnite is the unique versus active thing is annoying. Like Apex hit 50 million players in its first month, but were they all playing consistently? And then we found out later that it was like 50 million people, 2 million concurrent. So there was always 2 million people on.
Right.
I tried to do some research to find those numbers, and it's a little tricky. Like most of the sites are able to find out how many people have logged in, right? Like the big number. Like Fortnite's at 250 million people. 250 million accounts have played Fortnite, which again, Fortnite has a leg up because it's on everything. It's on computers, it's on consoles, it's on phones. Longer. It's been out for a couple of years, yeah. But like it's interesting when you look at Apex because they're still saying they're at over 2 million. See, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. So the question I want to ask you guys is like, how many players? How big does a game have to be, do you think, to survive when it comes to Battle Royale? Like, does Apex need to compete with Fortnite, or is it fine existing in a separate niche?
It's fine on its own, I think.
Yeah, Fortnite. I don't know if you can contend with Fortnite. It's such a weird animal with the building and all that stuff. I don't think anybody should try.
Right.
Sure.
Especially if you watch that clip we're about to put up. I guess I'll wait till tomorrow. But if you watch Jordan play, like, what other game is going to try to replicate that sort of experience where you can build a platform directly under your feet, you know, and be in a shooting battle at the same time?
Yeah.
It just seems really unrealistic to me. But I don't know. I think BR's got a lot of room to grow. I don't think we have a truly realistic BR yet, right?
What do you mean truly realistic?
I mean,
realistic BR.
PUBG is pretty realistic.
Lego Battle Royale. What is the most realistic? Is it PUBG or is it Battlefield?
Well, I mean,
Our Battlefield felt pretty arcadey, but I'm talking like.
Are you talking like bodily injuries? Like I shot him in the leg and now he can't sprint.
Because that technically, not, if we're talking about like physics and stuff, like you can fill a backpack full of 1,000 rounds of ammo, and that's not realistic at all.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 rounds gets very heavy, and having 2 guns and then 7 grenades and 16 energy drinks and 2 med kits, like no, none of it's realistic at all when it comes to that portion.
I still felt PUBG felt kind of arcadey in a lot of ways.
So, what do you want to see out of a realistic? I think it's a good question.
Like, I can't even
what does
think
that
of
mean?
a realistic FPS right now. I mean, there's games like Arma and stuff like that, and there's a lot of PC games that focus on being realistic and stuff like that. But I can't think of a lot of realistic first-person shooters out there. There's realistic looking, you know, like Battlefield looks good, you know.
I think that's the only thing you can really go for when it comes to realistic, or you're limiting gameplay even more. Because you can't get that fun experience from PUBG if you can actually carry, 100 pounds.
It's the age-old argument. Can games be realistic and fun? Like, you could be realistic with Battle Royale and still be awesome, right?
Yeah, what Tabby was saying, like DayZ, back in those days, you had thirst, hunger, weight.
Thirst and hunger is stupid. Thirst and hunger
But
is
it's
stupid.
realistic.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not, Ryan.
Depends how long.
How often do you
matches
get?
are.
How often you get hungry in 45 minutes, dude?
Dude, I can eat like 6 times in 45 minutes. Don't fucking tempt me.
All right, well, answer the question like a normal person, you psycho. Like in an Apex round, you're not getting hungry.
Right. Yeah.
You can play a baseball game and not need to eat in the middle of the game, and those games can last 3 hours. So, like, eating for a game, oh, I'm so thirsty, I'm going to die, and I've been playing for 20 minutes. Get the fuck out of here. That's dumb. I mean,
maybe that's not
also, drinking an energy drink doesn't give you health back either.
Yeah.
Right. No one's saying PUBG's realistic. You were the one saying PUBG's realistic. So shut up. No, like, I don't know what would you want to see in a battle like this is literally one of the questions. Like how
Let's make a game where you wake up, go to work, come home to bills.
it's called Sims.
Life Royale.
I would like. I don't know. I think
Butthole Royale.
take the environment of Ghost Recon,
Yes.
but some destruction, some level destruction. Right. So some battlefield.
Some Battlefield.
Yep.
Battlefield level destruction, and I wanted to be able to alter the terrain, and like.
What do you mean
get some of
alter
that
the terrain?
Like when a
dig?
grenade goes off, it builds, it makes a little boot, a little crater.
Yeah, sure.
Or like you can shoot the limb off a tree,
Or a person.
I was gonna say the
Sure.
same thing.
No, yeah. Honestly, dude, let's get some dismemberment. Like, I want to see it taken to the next level. Like, I want to see that fire effects from Far Cry, where things catch fire and all of a sudden half the level's on fire because it's dry and didn't stop. Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like cool little subsystems that maybe doesn't work with 100 players in a server, but I think of all these really cool mechanics that all these shooters have had over the years. Maybe you could. What didn't you say in Ghost Recon? You can bleed out or something like that, or you can get.
Oh, you can get,
injured
like-
and you have to stop and fix it.
Yeah, you can get like terminal wounds,
Yeah.
fatal
So,
wounds. Terminal's not the right
Take
word.
all the things I
Fatal.
just said, and nobody's doing that right now. Like, except Battlefield's got the level deformation, and the buildings. Ghost Recon's got the injuries. PUBG's got like the bullet drop and all the ballistics and stuff like that. Apparently.
I mean, Apex has bullet drop and ballistics too.
And
Yeah.
so does Battlefield.
But I would
And Call of
that
Duty.
game. Yeah. So I don't know. I would like to see all this shit just fucking slammed into one. And just
Ben
be
wants to
some
find a sniper.
super realistic nightmare.
Ben wants to
But-
find a sniper and camp in a bivouac with a blanket and hide and shoot one guy from across the map and then never be found for the next 40 minutes.
No, wouldn't that be awful? God, that'd be awful. I remember there was an old game called it was some army licensed game called American. What was that? Remember that? There's the army.
America's Army. America's Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, that game was miserable because that game was really realistic. And
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
you
yeah.
died, you had no idea where it was from because it was realistic.
Yeah.
There was no tracers.
So
You know.
what I just heard was you say you want a realistic game, and then brought up the only realistic game you could think of, and talked about
It
how
was
miserable
miserable.
it was.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what I want, but Tech always tries to say the same shit every time we talk about this, that I hate VR, but I played just as much PUBG as everybody else. I just bounced off of Apex. So
I think your change came near the end of your time with PUBG.
God, Tech's infuriating. I'm gonna block him. Can I block him?
No, just don't look at the chat, you dweeb.
Pirate Royale. It's going to be on Sea of Thieves coming soon.
What did you say? I bounced off. Oh, I got so fed up with PUBG because it was so fucking broken. I just got tired of getting kicked out of the game or spontaneously exploding, or it never fixed itself. And then
I remember you
Why
also being like, "It's 40 minutes and I died and I don't know where," and just being like, "Fucking ugh."
yeah, no thanks. Yeah, no thanks. But like,
That's like
and then
real
the
battle
last time
in
I
real
played
life.
PUBG was before my Xbox One X, and it looked like just absolute worn out booty.
Booty,
So
booty, booty.
it just looked really bad. So I actually thought this Tavi, you get a Sniper Elite kind of cinematic when you get a snipe in VR, so you actually see like, the bullet
You get counter sniped
trajectory
as you're
and-
watching a cinematic.
You're right. Yeah.
You're like, "Oh yeah," and it comes back and your body's just.
Yeah.
What I
Now
think-
you're watching the one of you dying.
I would fire up PUBG out of pure curiosity just to see where it's at. Or maybe
Interesting.
Maybe play it on the PC, since that's one less hurdle.
Don't play it on PC. Don't play it on PC because people put it on low settings and all the bushes you hide behind aren't there.
Yeah, you
that's
put low
fucking
settings
dumb.
on. You don't turn shadows on so you can see people underneath
that's great.
trees.
That's great.
That's so dumb
you
to
can
me.
do, you can do that on
Yeah.
Xbox too, I think. You can turn like the graphics down low enough that it gives you a...
People want to
A
win,
boost.
man. That's all it takes. Fuck
Yeah.
having a good time. They just want to win.
Can we just play a game where blocks shoot? So dumb.
Can we just have an open field, just like a flat plane of just everybody?
Oh my
shooting
god, a
up?
melee battle royale where you're just thrown into a fucking
No, you just
gladiator
get
ring?
They've got
you just
that.
get guns. You just
They've got
get
a-
to shoot at a
There's a medieval
flat
battle
plane.
royale called Mordhau.
Oh, I didn't know that was a battle royale.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So
I also would like one that's like Overwatch with like crazy ass characters and stuff. I don't like the characters in Apex, but like just take it to take Apex and go even crazier. You know, like maybe flying or I don't know. I like to see it go even crazier or maybe more wall running or something like more extreme.
Oh, I'm positive we're getting a wall running character in Apex. We've got to be.
I just want something more cartoony, something more crazy.
I'm so confused.
So you want a Borderlands one then?
Why are you laughing?
Because the first part of it was like, I really want a realistic one, and now it's crazy
I want
and
more than one
cartoony.
thing, asshole.
No, it's just, oh my god, I'm allowed to laugh at the quick heel turn you just made.
I want both.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just waiting.
I'm not allowed
for
to laugh at
Borderlands
him, guys.
To put
Apparently,
it out.
No, you're not allowed to laugh at me. Anyway.
Too bad.
Borderlands has the crazy like effects that each character can do. They have the character the character aesthetic that you want and the design. So we need a Borderlands Battle Royale and Ben will be happy.
Maybe Borderlands is the style I'm looking
Well,
for.
what was that game that we saw at E3? That's like a melee battle royale Overwatch game. Remember? Oh fuck! Chat, help me out. It's that game that we saw the fucking confidential footage for, and we had a whole conversation about because like we got a video that said confidential, and people were like, "Is that ethical?" And the answer is probably not.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
It's made by Ninja Theory.
Yeah, but that looks like small, like 2 teams of 8 or something, or wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been.
Yeah, that style was awesome. Whoever they got to the
Bleeding
design for
Edge.
that. Yeah, that looked great.
Yeah, the game looks dope.
That looked great.
So Ryan, you started to talk a couple of times and got rolled over. What do you want to see out of Battle Royale? Like, are you happy with what we've got? Do you want to see more?
I love what we have, honestly. Like the fact that Fortnite has the same map, just changing things on that map, is very impressive. And the fact that Apex is still doing the same thing. Like they've been out for 8 months now, and they have the same map, but they're adding stuff to it. Like they're adding dragons that have death boxes. Like that gives
I shot
its
down
own
a death box the other day with like Eric's shit in it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then like they're adding like the new portal that takes you into everybody into one room, and it's full of guns that you have to pick up and do that kind of thing. So as long as they keep adding stuff like that to these Battle Royale games, I don't think they're going to have a problem doing anything else. Like, they're going to keep adding champions to Apex. Fortnite's going to keep doing whatever they want to do on their end and not have any issues. Like, you could drive golf carts around in Fortnite. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. Like, it's really dumb. Like, the map's not big enough for it, but like,
I liked the planes and the robots and those little bubbles you could drive around and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Jordan was playing the other night, and he got in a mech. And this dude was in a pirate ship and just literally blew the whole side of the pirate ship open to kill one guy. And, like, you can dance in the mech. You can do your emotes inside of it. Like, that shit's dumb, but, like, it's really... No, it wasn't part of it. I guess I could have did that. But it wasn't in one of the things I remembered.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just, like, stupid little things like that make the game better. And Apex is, like, obviously they did some really good stuff because Borderlands took some things from Apex. And everybody loves the ping system. It's a brand new system that Fortnite took over too. Like, these games are great.
Had ping, but yeah, Apex definitely did it.
Yeah, Battlefield was a point, like, and like if you clicked on the correct thing, it said there's a sniper. But now you can click on a thing and give it 15 different commands.
Yeah, the contextual ping
happening.
system is so fucking good, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can ping open doors. Yeah, you ping open doors and they're like, hey, someone's been here.
You can tell where you're going, where people have been. Like, it's incredible. So,
which is interesting because, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, the game industry changes pretty frequently. Like, it evolves pretty rapidly. But, like, multiplayer really hasn't changed a ton in a while, it feels like, right? Like, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 came out, right? The big one. The one that changed the fucking landscape for a minute. And, like, every shooter after that kind of imitated the same thing. Ben, we ran into Hybrid in 2012. That game was really fun but super small and didn't really live very long. Which I don't know if anybody played Hybrid, but if you still can,
You can't. The servers are empty, so you just can't play.
Damn it.
Yep.
It was a cover-based shooter where you could not run around. You were on like a space station, like always, and you could fly from cover to cover.
From point to point, and that's it.
And that was it.
It was no free movement.
Yeah,
Very
it was cover-based to by the very definition. Like you couldn't do anything else. But it was a lot of fun. But like multiplayer has seemed kind of stagnant to me. Like I love Battlefield. I buy Battlefield games because I know what experience I'm going to get out of Battlefield. And even Battlefield started speeding up to be more like Call of Duty. And so like Battle Royale has given us this interestingly unique play space where it's like, what if we put building in a game, in a multiplayer adversarial shooter? What if we put this there? Like it's interesting to see how that changed. What looks like a Sky Viper? I'm confused.
It's definitely a Sky Viper stunt drone. But
there's a drone on his floor.
That's what my dog knocked down earlier.
So, Ryan, you didn't answer my question, though. If you could make a Battle Royale from scratch, what are you not getting out of the Battle Royales you're playing now? That you...
Wow, that's a good question.
Like, pitch a Battle Royale to me. And I'll give you... to give everybody a clue as to what I'm looking for, I'll say what mine is. My pitched Battle Royale, and I've said this before, so some people may have heard this, but my perfect Battle Royale is a Halo
Hunger and thirst.
Hunger and thirst, yeah. Is a Halo Battle Royale.
Plenty of thirst in Apex.
There's thirsting in every game.
There's definitely a Halo Battle Royale coming out, dude. I guarantee it.
Who knows?
If they don't, they're dropping a big ball.
I mean, maybe. But my perfect Battle Royale right now that I can think of that I want is a Halo Battle Royale that's a mixture of firefight and Battle Royale. I want to see a Battle Royale game where the PvE is bigger. I don't know how that works contextually with like the story, but like my idea for the Halo one was you've got separate squads of people trying to get to a dropship. And they're all on the same team fighting enemies until they get to the dropship, and the dropship can only take so many people. And then you have to fight. So as you're watching the counter tick down, maybe you're the last squad that survives to the dropship, and you don't have to fight at the end of the game. You just get in the dropship and go. Mm-hmm. Or there's 8 people, the dropship takes 6. And it's like...
That sounds like some Titanic shit, like people killing each other to escape.
Yeah, like two of y'all motherfuckers gotta die.
If they did like a 6-person team on Halo and added scorpions and wraiths and ghosts and warthogs, do what Battlefield should have done, because Battlefield's really good at adding vehicles and tanks and shit. They should have did that from the get-go, but make it like maybe two different game modes, one of all land and then one of every vehicle, and you can have like people flying around in the choppers. What are the ones in Halo?
Hornets.
Hornets, yeah. You can have the Hornets fighting Banshees in the air while your squad's on the ground doing tank battles. Like, make the battle bigger. Yeah. Make the battle what it should be.
But if the battle is
like
bigger
a 200
and chaotic,
gig
you're
game.
going to die more. Just like Battlefront and Battlefield, you die a lot. So I think there's a big disconnect between what I want from an online game, which is action, and what people want in BR, which is this tenuous relationship between you're alone, let's loot up before the action happens, right? And then I don't know, like I think the essence of BR is that there's it's unpredictable, and you can have large time periods of nothing, and then 10 games back to back where it's just nothing but chaos.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, ODST hot drop.
Oh my fucking god, you dropping ODST pods. Oh, yeah. So good. Oh, and by the way,
and your armor, you pick up the chief suit. Like no, that's yes.
I don't want
like
that.
you're actually ODST members, and like your armor is like you putting on the suit like on certain levels. Like,
see, Ryan, what you don't know is that us geeks our blood is curdling because you have to be a Spartan to wear a Spartan suit.
Ben I feel so fucking exposed right now.
You can't. Yeah, normal. There you go. Tabby filled it in. Normal humans can't wear armor. So
I know.
I do like the
actually,
idea
you should
of
put it on, and you just the second
You can't move.
like, crumple up on yourself and die.
You implode.
also
Black
Chief's
hole.
armor weighs like 2,000 pounds, so that wouldn't work very well. No, the other thing for my Halo Battle Royale is the ring is the flood, and when you die to ring, you become a flood like thing, and there's
You get a
rewards.
second life.
And
I
there's
figured it out.
and there's rewards for getting kills as the flood.
I
It's too
want
much.
a BR that I
Panda
can
doesn't like
play longer. I want to be able to play more. It's like I want one session to last longer somehow.
But you hated PUBG for lasting for so long.
Yeah, but that's 40 minutes of nothing. That's 40 minutes of looting. I don't want 40 minutes of looting. That's bullshit. That's
So you
But
drop
18
you drop with your
minutes on-
weapons. You drop with your weapons, and you have to survive until you get a location to go to exfil, and then you have to fight people for exfil. I like that. Oh, I just threw my pen. I like that. Say you drop in a pod. We'll just go with the Halo one. Say you drop in a pod with your weapons. And you have
that's
to
not much. They have to keep changing the drop location, otherwise people will just get there and camp the whole time. So
No,
just
no,
like
that's my
regular
point.
BR with a
Yeah, you
certain
pick
feature.
where you land.
Yeah, you pick where you land. You've got a ship like
No,
the Pillar
extract.
of Autumn. What?
The extraction point has to keep changing.
Yes,
Otherwise
yes,
people
yes, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Just like that. Just like the end circle on.
Yeah.
So we're not really explaining anything different.
Well, I didn't get a chance to. You interrupted me by saying it wasn't
We've been
different.
explaining it for minutes. We need to
So
get
you
to it.
fly over in Pillar of Autumn or some shit and drop anywhere in the zone with your drop pod.
Okay.
But you're fully armed when you hit the ground, and it's survival battle royale, where like other teams.
I like dropping fully armed. Everybody dropping with the same gear is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, you drop down
That's
with
pretty
like the general ODST loadout and an SMG and a pistol and a couple grenades, and you've got to survive. And then the zone, oh my God, Ben, mix it with the hunt. You've got to go find things to turn on so that you can get saved. Right? You have to find like a recon
Make
tower.
the level interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get rewards for being the squad that turns on the tower, and then who turns on the dish, and then who turns on the power or whatever. And then like when those three things are on, then you get a final location for how you get out. Because someone's
And
going to come and
everybody
pick
else
you up.
gets that location, and then they camp you because they're already at that location.
Well, see,
waiting
but this
for you to
is
get there.
what the hunt is, right? The hunt gives you enough rewards for
Oh, that's
doing the
pretty cool.
things that
Can't see the circle unless you do objectives or on the map. So you can't actually-
PTFO, homie, play the fucking objective. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know where to go unless you go do a thing.
And maybe there's like environmental or contextual clues, so you can look up and go, "Oh, there's the fucking dropship. We gotta go."
Yeah.
But if you're on the other side of the map, like you hear it and you're like, "Shit, where is it?"
Right.
I'm gonna be disappointed with every battle royale I play because it's not this.
Sounds like too much.
No, you sound like too much, bitch. That does pull away from how BR works, so maybe it's not BR. Maybe we call it Firefight Royale. Do you guys have ideals? Any? Do you have an ideal battle royale?
Already. Anyway.
I don't think so, because honestly, there's things that have come that when Fortnite came out, like, oh shit, building's really cool, and then PUBG came out, it's like, oh okay, well this is pretty basic, but they added like, better bullet drop and stuff like that, made it a little more realistic.
Right.
And then Apex came out, it's like these people are just thinking of things I never thought of. So I probably couldn't tell you an ideal thing because I don't know exactly what I want out of a battle royale. It's just I'm enjoying the hell out of what they're giving us.
So yeah, we got PUBG first, then Fortnite was not even BR, it was just PvE, co-op PvE. And then they went offline for a while and came back with BR, and then that started the whole fucking bonanza.
Sorry, I put it in the wrong order, everybody.
That's all right.
You're okay.
Good Lord.
I think maybe increasing survivability. Like, in Halo games, you gotta shoot quite a while to kill somebody usually, right? Especially at range. Usually if you get a shot, you got a second to hide. Yeah, I don't know, maybe increasing survivability, making the player experience last longer, making it harder to kill somebody, maybe. Which is ironic because I like games where you shoot somebody and they die, but I'm getting older and my reactions aren't as good, so that's not going to work very long. Eventually I'm going to have to,
Dag nab teenagers.
Right.
They got me.
I don't know. I like the 18-minute Apex games, and that's a win.
18 minutes not bad, to be honest. I've never heard that number. 18 minutes is pretty good.
Like playing the snipers and shotguns mode that they had, it was like I saw 18 pop up most of the time as like winning numbers or being like final 2, at least final 3.
Oh yeah. And those games were brutal. Like
Yeah.
the shields were
A lot
reduced, so
happens in
everybody
18
went
minutes.
down. We had games where like there were 3 squads left and it had been like 5, and we were like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
We the ring, it was like the second ring and there were 4 squads left. We were like, okay.
Yeah, we don't know where they're at all.
No,
because this map is still huge right
everyone's
now.
still where they dropped. Like, what the fuck? Man. So I don't know, man. I think Battle Royale's here to stay. I think
for
that
sure.
we're gonna get
what it would
more.
take to reel me back in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out and what you gravitate towards, because like there was a big stint where we had 4 to 6 people on PUBG every night, and I kind of miss that shit. Like we've talked about it with our old Discord group. Like we haven't had a game we could all gravitate towards, all hang out for a
They're
minute.
downsizing.
What?
Games are downsizing squad counts.
Oh, we don't even mean that. We mean like games that everyone likes.
That's true too, though.
But that's very true. Gears has 3. Destiny has 3. I don't know what the difference is between 3 and 4. Like, I understand it's a system issue of like overtaxing what the game is going to cause the GPU to do. But
They design a whole game around it.
yeah,
Especially Gears of War. The whole experience is designed around 3 people.
but it used to be 4, didn't it?
No, it's 2 for a while.
Oh, Gears was never 4. Look at that. Okay,
Yeah.
Halo is still 4. Destiny, but I don't know why Destiny's
And
3.
Halo wasn't 4 forever either.
No, it was
As we
2
recently
until it
discovered.
could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Halo 1 and 2 were 2. Everything else has been 4. But Halo 5 got
And-
rid of split screen for some fucking reason.
Yeah, it's crazy. The technology is better,
Performance.
and they're like, yeah, we're gonna drop a person. Like, wait, what?
No, they were taxing so much of the system to render everything once. They didn't want to split it and make it render it twice.
Yeah,
The system wasn't capable.
that's why split screen didn't
Xbox
exist.
has always been behind the ball on system performance. Except for,
Except for the X.
yeah, X is decent and the new one looks alright, but consoles are always struggling to keep up. So making something that's already behind render everything twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to Remnant? Everybody was jizzing their pants over it for a solid week, and then it just fucking disappeared.
Other games came out, hence
Exactly.
me not liking the fall. Because I can't get a game and stick with it. I'd love to take my time with Control, but I can't. Or I miss a bunch of shit. Same with Borderlands. Same with Gears. Same with...
Well, that's the problem we're in. You wanted to run a website that talks about games. You don't get to game for fun anymore. So,
I
yep.
still have fun playing games.
you
I still have
reap
fun
what-
playing games.
You reap what you sow.
And I put 20 hours into Remnant in like 2 weeks. I put a lot into that game. So like,
Nobody's picking that game back up. It's gone.
I'll put it back. I'll pick it back
It's
up in the spring
gone.
when there's nothing to do.
I'm sure.
Just kidding. Spring is fucking Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk. So
Yep.
fuck me. January, Remnant. I'm coming for you. Yeah. Battle Royale's here to stay, y'all. Get the fuck over it.
Forever.
Forever. I want to play Apex so bad right now. Anything else we want to add to the conversation, or should we move into bounties?
I think we
You want to talk about Get Good for a minute? Because that's a
Is
point
that a
of
movement?
contention. Yeah, for sure.
The
Like,
Get Good movement.
Yeah,
I don't
I'd
think
say
it is
it's,
in Battle Royales.
It's
I
Tech's-
think it is
it's
in
Tech-
Battle
it's-
Royale.
Yeah, if Tech wants to boil my blood, he tells me to get good.
Well,
He says
maybe.
the only reason I don't like it is because I'm not good at it.
I mean, that's not a bad thing, though, right?
How is that not a bad thing?
I have many games I've played, and I will never buy a Forza core game, and I wouldn't have bought Forza Horizon 4. I'm not good at racing games, and when someone's like, "Get good," I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, I don't care." I'm not. I don't.
What about Dark Souls?
I
Or
played
Bloodborne?
Sekiro for 2 hours and was like, not for me. I'm bad at this.
Yep.
If I had the
So-
time and the patience, absolutely. But like, I don't think it's a bad thing that you're bad at a game.
Yeah, but so compare it like this. Like Forza
But I
is a
can't-
racing game. Racing games aren't everybody's thing, and that's not what everybody normally plays anyway. But we've been playing Battlefield and Call of Duty and all these other shooters for our entire lives, and then a BR comes out and somebody doesn't like a mechanic, but it's a shooting game. You should be good at this in some form.
No, it's a
And
complete
so-
change of.
and no, because they add different mechanics. Yes, I understand that, but the shooting is still very much
still
the
shooting.
same. It's a shooting game.
How many
So I
shooters-
understand why a
Especially when
shooter
it's as
can't
clean as
do.
Apex.
Yeah, I understand
Like
why
Apex
like
feels
a shooter can't be a racer. Like that makes sense why like you don't like Forza because you don't like racing. That makes sense. But you love shooters. So why can't you become good at something if you don't give it enough of a chance?
How many shooters do you play, Ben? How many shooters are you actively playing right now?
I'm not really playing anything right now, so that's a bad question. I'm sorry, I'm really not.
Okay, when you were
How many
playing more
have you-
actively, how
have
many
you-
shooters were you playing?
Your Discord cut out. How many have I? What now?
Last time you were playing more actively, how many shooters were on the list of games you went to? Because I don't think it's very many.
No, not recently, but it's not in the last few years for sure. But
All
we're
right,
not
so
playing-
it's
we're not
it would
playing-
make sense
We're not
to
playing
not be
Battlefield. We're
right.
not playing any of the Call of Duties. We didn't
Right.
play Medal of Honor. We're not playing anything except for you all have been playing Apex, and I played PUBG before that. But could you say that just because I haven't played in the last few years that I've lost my ability to play a shooter or enjoy one?
Yes,
Losing in Pep.
yes. I've taken enough. I've taken months away from Battlefield and come back and been terrible, and have to like remember how to like the muscle memory and shit for playing that game. Like when Ryan and I jumped back into Battlefield 4 before Battlefield 1 came out, the first 3 or 4 days
I
we
still did
played,
really good.
we got good. I got good. Maybe he started fine, but he also plays those games all the time. It took me a minute to like
Pam is
warm
right. It
back
should only
up.
take a few games. You're like, okay, I'm back in. But the every night that I played with Caleb and Tech, first few games were great. And the closer we got to 2 a.m., the more pissed I got because the worse we got. So, I don't know. It's
That's
Because-
the old age getting to you.
I also don't
maybe.
think that. I also don't think that. But that
and
battle
drink a
royales
glass of
are.
warm milk and go to bed.
I also don't think that battle royales are linear, right? Like it's not just like, oh, we got worse and worse and worse. Like most of the time, I have several bad games. I do something different when we start. Let's go to this place. Let's not land where there's a bunch of people. Let's go here. The problem is when you're playing deathmatch or conquest, there's objectives, there's direction. You know where people are coming from, and you know what they're trying to do, and you can come back. Battle Royale is so different. Being bad at it doesn't mean you're bad at shooters. I'm bad at modes of games all the time. When I play Call of Duty, I play team deathmatch. I don't like their hardpoint. I am not good at it. The map is too small, and I'm not used to looking for people that frequently. But when Ryan and I played Bad Company 2, we only played Rush. I hated Conquest because people came from other directions. And I was like, shit, I'm used to people coming down this tunnel for this thing. Maybe a cone, right? Maybe I can set up a cone, but they're only going to come from here. And Conquest was like, shit, now they're behind us. Now they're to our left. Battle Royale is that, right? Like it's a completely different game mode where there's no specific objective but to survive. And I think being bad at that doesn't mean you're bad at shooters. It's just the mode.
Yeah. Yep. It's the pure disappointment of like, all right, so check it. If there was a team deathmatch game out there that you really enjoyed, but the respawn timer was 3 fucking minutes, you wouldn't play it. So why
Okay,
should I love?
what do you-
So why should I love BR so much?
Well,
Because there's no 3-minute respawn.
Yes, there is. If you die,
In
you have to go back to the main menu, load up, drop, run, gear up.
but it's not 3 minutes between gameplay.
Yeah,
What is it?
if you die, you can get back into a new game in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And start picking your character.
And when do you
Apex
hit
is
the
like
ground?
Apex
When do
is
you
like
hit the ground? From boots on the ground to boots on the ground, how long is it?
a minute.
Maybe a minute, yeah.
So would you play a first-person shooter team deathmatch with a minute-long respawn timer?
Yeah, people
No.
do it.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
Name
do.
a
That's what
game with
Counter-Strike
a-
is. You got one life. As soon as you die,
See,
you're gone.
I actually wanted to talk about
Rainbow
Counter-Strike.
Six is the same way.
Counter-Strike is BR before BR, because Counter-Strike was round-based.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody ran in, protected the bomb. If you died, you had to fucking wait till your team survived or died.
That's
And
Rainbow
start
Six
over.
too. That's Rainbow Six
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Those games exist, and those games have far more brutal learning curves than I think the battle royale games that are out. I'm bad at Rainbow Six. I'm bad at that game. But I also tried to join it fucking a year and a half late, and tried to join Ryan and his friends who were all like 50 levels over me, and I was like, I'll be fine. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I had one game where I got a double kill, and I was like, I'm good, and then died instantly. Yeah, it's all modes. It's all modes.
Yeah.
All right. So we've talked about Battle Royale for at length, is what the fancy people say. We end our show every week with our bounties, which is what we're playing, watching, reading, or listening to that we want to share with you guys.
I should just log off now.
Why?
I haven't been doing anything but working.
You haven't been watching any
playing
shows?
Paint while he's been drawing his comics.
Well, you can use your bounties to talk
My
about
ponies.
where people can find your shit. So we'll do that last. Ryan, what have you been up to the last week?
Last week I spent the weekend in St. Louis with you and Ben when we went to Pixel Pop Festival. It was actually a really good time. We spent not two whole days there, at least 2 6-hour days there. And it was a lot of fun checking out all the new indie games that people are wanting to release here in the next year or so. A bunch of different games that we've never seen. So it's pretty cool to go and cover that kind of stuff for Nerdy Bits, and then be able to see them release and get exclusive gameplay for that stuff later on. So we did that this weekend. I just been working on a few projects at home. I got my new gaming PC just the other day, and I'm working on getting that set up for next week. What else? I think that's about it. Just been spending time with the family as much as I can, and trying to get the stream going and working on some videos for Nerdy Bits too. So that's my week.
Dope. I've been playing some Borderlands. It's very good. The humor is... So, if you get on the internet, you will hear two things. Borderlands is great, or it's bad because the writing is so bad. Which is interesting to me, because it says nothing about the game. And if you played it on mute, did you like it? So anyway, gameplay-wise, it's incredibly better. Like, I played Borderlands... I tried to get into Borderlands 2 again right after they announced Borderlands 3, and like I just couldn't jive with the fact that I couldn't sprint, and that like it just felt it felt so dated, which is how older games generally age. This game, the sprint feels good, the slide feels good, the shooting feels better. The one big issue I have is, for whatever reason, they still really want to have a big pop-up in the game, a big fucking diegetic. Not even diegetic, because it's not well in what's the word? Mixed in. It's not well mixed in. It doesn't feel like it fits. Like when you look at a gun, this big fucking stat sheet pops up. And I'm not kidding you, when there's times where the stat sheet is like this. And you scoot back and it's like bloop, because you're too far away. And then you get close and it's like this, and you can only see the fucking bottom half of it. And it's really aggravating. But everything else about that game, so far, I really enjoy. The humor is, I don't give a shit. Like, that game's always been dorky and dumb. So, like, yeah, when it's dorky and dumb, I'm like,
cool. Actually being pretty good.
Yeah, there are funny things. And there are funny things in this. There are times things are said where I like, that was funny. It's the humor I get out of...
Just feel like it's trying to be funny?
Yes. And the game also feels like it's trying so hard to make sure you're having the best time ever. Which is weird. Like, why? It feels like they're trying a little too hard. Sarge and I played a bunch of Apex with Tech over the weekend during this Pixel Pop thing. Getting through the shotties and snipers, which was a lot of fun.
We played really well.
Oh, dude, we played 5 games and won 3 and got second place twice.
By the end of the night, we had 4 total wins.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 second places, 2 or 3 third places, and then like a
16th.
7th, and then 18th.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, so we really fell off towards the end, but like,
yeah,
it was a good night.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I also I said it earlier, but I'm finishing up Creature in the Well, which, man, I never thought anybody would think to combine dungeon crawling and pinball, but they did, and it's fun. It's like Pinball and Breakout. Remember that old game you'd play on your phone where you'd move the slider across the bottom and it would...
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's interesting and it's a lot of fun. There will be a review on that, like I said earlier, sometime this week. Reading, not reading anything right now, and I hate it. I need to get back into reading more. Listening, I went and saw the Midnight synthwave band tonight, and they were very, very good, and I will be listening to them more. So check them out, the Midnight.
Cool.
And then watching. Nah, I'm not watching anything new. The Office again for the first time in months.
You've also been writing some shit and putting that shit out too.
Yeah,
that's probably why you're not reading, because you're in the process of writing.
Yeah, sure. I've written 2 articles. The first one was like 1,500 words. The second one was like 9 or 12. I wrote about, if you haven't caught those already, I wrote about
9 or 12 words.
9 or 1,200 words. I wrote about Outer Wilds and an album by a band called Thank You Scientist hitting me at the same time, which was interesting how they mixed. And then I wrote about bouncing off of games, which was kind of brought up tonight and like not being good at something. Ben, tell people why they should know and why they should pay attention to what is going on and how they can get their hands on what is happening.
Well, that's heavy. I've never promoted myself to such a cube before. Well, I've been working really hard at promoting everything in my life, right? From myself to this, us, and my book and stuff like that. You know, I'm trying to just get people exposed to everything about my life. Not everything, because that would be boring, but enough things that are interesting. So anytime I think anybody would like to look at it, I try to put it out on my YouTube or my Instagram or whatever. But for those who don't know, I almost quit comics last year. And then a friend of mine got back from C2E2 with a picture from Sean Murphy. It was a Batman picture. And Sean Murphy wrote on there, like, hey, Ben, don't give up. So that year I went to Comic-Con San Diego and got Red 5 to pick up our project, pick up our book. And today it came out. So I'm working on book 3, but book 1 came out today. Book 2 comes out in a month from now, and so forth and so on. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I take a break when my gal gets home to eat and maybe watch some Trailer Park Boys or something stupid, and then at 10, 11 o'clock I go back to work till about 3 in the morning. Some of those nights I've been neglecting my duties as an artist, because for Nerdy Bits I'm going to do a Homeworld retrospective, because Homeworld 3 got announced, and I love Homeworld so much I figured I'd talk about it. So I played through 1 and 2, and I'll play through the Deserts of Carrick, one of their spin-off ground-based games, so it's not in space. So I'll be playing that briefly. I don't think I'm going to play through the whole thing again, but I'm going to definitely do a nice long featurette on YouTube. So
yeah,
between making content for the bits and podcasting with Tech on Shit Show and working on my book, just games and TV just have not. And just, I just don't have a place in my life right now. I'm just too busy creating.
Yeah.
So I hope that that's going to change. I'd like to find my way into stopping work at 8 o'clock every night again at some point in the future. But I got one more book to put out, so it's going to be at least another 4 or 5 weeks before that's even a possibility. So
hey man, it's dope.
My life right now.
For the first time in my life, I've looked up something that my family or myself has been involved in on Google, and when searching Butcher Queen, every single result that popped up on the first page is for your thing, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's Red 5 stuff, Riverfront Times, Gonna Geek, Previews World, Kickstarter, of course, Newsarama,
Oh, I've never heard of
Sci-Fi Immigrant Song, and Butcher Queen #1 preview.
I've never seen this Gonna Geek one before. I'm going to check that out in a minute.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if we have a Smurf fact. Smurf hasn't been in our chat. Did he abandon us this week?
Yep, he did not
Oh, no.
do what's needed to be done.
Oh, no. That's unacceptable.
Yep, fired.
That's unacceptable. He said he gave us. Didn't he give us one that was a 2-parter?
He's gonna get a full desagulation.
Full desagulation. What's that? Oh, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Man, it feels dry not having a
We
Smurf
can't-
effect.
I guess
Right
we
here.
can't. I would
Oh.
look one up, but I don't.
Hang on, Ben sounds like he's got one. Hang on, let me play. I'm gonna play the music because like it's gotta happen, but all right. Hold on.
Sketch fact. Oh yeah.
Smurf facts, oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna download that and use it put it on my Stream Deck now, so I can't fuck it up.
Charles Darwin's pet tortoise did not die until recently.
What?
Okay, technically this was not his pet, but after his tour of the Galapagos Islands, Charles Darwin brought back a 5-year-old tortoise he named Harriet. She outlived her adopter by 124 years, ultimately making it to a whopping 176 years old. Harriet lived out her final years as a part of the family's Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter in Australia, until she passed away in 2006. And for fascinating info straight from the animal, blah blah, here's a link. Anyway, so 176-year-old tortoise.
Yeah, that's bananas.
I think I said-
Charles
I think-
Darwin brought back from the. That's crazy.
I think I brought this up a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or something to you, Caleb. I was like, it's fascinating how turtles or a tortoise can live for so freaking long.
Yeah, dude.
Like, why?
Because
Yeah, that's
Like,
a good question.
why do your organs not just end up giving out? Like, they're still.
we did talk
they're-
about this. Yes, we
yeah, they're
did.
constantly moving, but yeah, I know they're eating like good stuff and they're not moving a whole lot.
My
but
response wasn't for
still,
tortoises,
Sloth.
though.
That's the reason why sloths don't move very fast, because they're conserving energy.
Like, if I sat on a
But-
couch and ate healthy shit all day and just sat there, I would still die.
See, my defense wasn't for tortoises though; it was for sea turtles. Sea turtles live to be like 200, and I was like, it's because they're swimming all day, which is good for your heart and shit. And they
Yeah.
only eat good food.
No.
Tortoises,
sorry.
nah, dude. Tortoises
No,
sit around and
that's
don't do
not it.
shit, but sea turtles are active. They're healthy.
They say that their whales They live a long time too, and there's some that are still alive with the spears in them from when the big whaling purge in the early 20th century. Like when the whaling
Neat.
was such a big thing, they're still alive, and they still they're fucking basically they still remember it. They're still
Every boat, they're like, shit.
Not the game. Not the game.
PTSD.
run. Yeah. But we
Oh,
don't
man.
run. Swim.
Thanks. I wasn't sure. I was actually confused for a moment. All right, y'all. If you wanna check us out, you can go to nerdybits.com. There's stuff up there now that you can see that's super cool. If you want to read the things that I wrote, go to nerdybits.com/read. If you want to listen to the podcast or any of our other shows, ProcGen's Season 2, Episode 2 came out today. Go to nerdybits.com/listen. If you want to watch any of our videos or stream stuff, it's on nerdybits.com/watch. And if you want to send in questions for the next week so we can read them, it's nerdybits.com/contact. You can follow Nerdybits on Twitter at nerdy_bits and Instagram at _nerdybits. Facebook.com/nerdybits. If you want to follow me, you can find me anywhere at LoveWub. Ben, where can people find you?
Anywhere at Sketch Sawyer.
And Ryan, where can people find you?
Anywhere, Sergeant Sodium.
Sergeant Sodium. All right, I will be on to play something here in a moment. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll find out soon. Yeah, it's almost a joke, isn't it? And I'll see you guys in a second. So we'll be right back, and adios, sayonara.
See you guys next week.
For now. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Until next time.
Until next time, peace. Rap horns.